guys, welcome back to JD Unplugged. How's it going?
Hello.
Hey. Yeah.
I'm your host, the Darren G, and we got
Joe Van, and
a
also a guest, Claire Van.
That's right.
welcome,
Yeah.
welcome to
Thomas.
Claire Van.
Yeah.
Welcome. So
Yeah,
happy to
that's
have
right.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy
Love
to
it.
be here.
Nice. All right.
Yay.
So,
Loves
yeah,
that. Loves that.
we something that has now become a quasi tradition on this series is finding out just where our locations are. So, in episode 2, it ended a little dramatically of me being thrown out the air shaft of the ISS. And now, as you guys can see my background, I am sitting at the top of Mount Everest. So I was able to safely land on some snow. Turns out dropping out of the atmosphere is, crazy but doable. So now I just got to try to find my way down. Luckily, I was able to snag this sweater before falling, so I'm not too cold over here, but it's still
You're
definitely
surviving.
winter. Yeah, I'm
It's
okay.
snowing here by me. It's snowing. What about you, Claire?
Yes, yo.
It's raining here.
What? It's
Yeah.
raining?
It's
I am
raining.
snowing
Oh my
over here.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
weird.
it's snowing. It's snowing in York too. So
Really?
I've heard. Not that I'm there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's raining. It's wet. It's not
Oh my
nice.
gosh, wow. That's so weird. Okay, so for the audience, the three of us are in three different locations,
I was just
and
about to ask. Yeah, Claire's in.
Claire is in between the two locations. So both ends are snowing, but then Claire's isn't. That's so weird.
That's
Interesting.
weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Weather's a weird beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
weird. But
Yeah.
speaking of locations, that brings us into our first topic, which is kind of what I was going over in episode 1. Now, in episode 1, I felt a little bad after
No,
the
well, you
whole
shouldn't though.
podcast went down, and I don't know why. I because I've always kind of just been like taught. I don't know if that been taught this, but I just always thought that like you should just not share your political views. Like I just feel like you
Oh,
know what
sure.
in some in
Yeah.
some sense because it's
Yeah.
just very it's very touchy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm pro mask, like I'm all for lockdown, all that jazz,
Yeah.
but I just find that our government isn't handling it the best way possible. As I mean, it's hard to say. I guess again, best way possible, but it's more
Yeah.
of the benefit of the minority, like the people underneath. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't really
Yes.
benefit them, and then
It
you
does not.
have people kind of rebelling where they're not wearing masks and things like this, and they're
Yeah.
very upset,
Yeah.
and people are losing jobs and things like this. You have big corporations that are opened, et cetera, et
Completely
cetera, et
unfair.
cetera.
Small businesses that aren't. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So it brings me to the first topic of Joe. We can actually, if
Yeah.
you want to actually take over, because this is maybe a little bit of
Sure.
your sense, but
Mhm.
I am aware that as of, I believe, Monday or
Yep.
Yeah.
Sunday, 12 a.m., that we will be going into a lockdown. Not me, essentially, but Toronto.
My area. Yeah. So the news broke, I think, Friday afternoon. And or yeah. Do you have the talk
This
here?
here, this here is just some footage of a couple days ago. I think this, I believe, was, pardon me, Wednesday.
Okay.
And yeah, these are all people that are not wearing masks, and they
What?
And
are
This is an anti-mask protest? Oh my God.
yes,
I've never
it,
seen one before. That's so
it's
dumb.
insane, and they have like speakers, like loud. You're hearing like a really
Yeah.
loud speaker saying like the government's trying to control you and all, and these people are all not wearing masks.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I
Like,
saw
look how
some.
many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Claire, it's
Oh my God. The
outrageous.
media's disgrace, your disgrace. And what city is this? Is this Toronto?
Correct.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's disgusting.
You
So
know
Oh,
what?
that's
I saw something like that not too long ago. It was this influencer, whatever he was, came back with his wife from whatever country, didn't
right.
quarantine for the proper amount of didn't quarantine for the proper amount of days, and then went out to a protest without a mask, anti-mask protest,
Yeah.
and was
Oh yeah,
rallying all these
and just
people. I
infected
think,
all those people. Yeah.
well, I don't know if he infected them because I don't know if he had it, but he got charged for doing that because he didn't
Yeah.
quarantine for the proper amount of days after he got
wow.
back from another country. So
You're basically a biological terrorist if you're going around like
Yeah.
just spreading shit, not following like the basic federal protocols.
And just the clips that I saw from what he was saying, he was like, they're taking away our freedom for making us wear masks is apparently taking away our freedom.
Well,
For
bro, like
some,
we're also forced by law to wear seatbelts in cars.
yeah,
Are they taking away our freedom? Should we have anti-seatbelt
yeah,
protests? Like it's
I know.
insane. It's a safety
Yeah.
protocol, guys.
It's quite so I what I kind of find interesting, Claire, that
Mm-hmm.
Joe is asking, is this where is this?
Toronto,
Be,
yeah.
be, because I have to
Because it's
imagine this is like Montreal or something. Because I
you
know
think, right?
Quebecers are
Or like
very
even
anti-mask,
the,
You
or
would
even
think
the
it's like the
states.
States or something.
or the
Exactly.
states.
Claire, I
Yeah.
was gonna say the
That's
States. You would think it's like like a Trump rally or something. It's
yeah,
interesting,
Literally,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
This is clearly Trump influenced. There's no way this is independent from him. This is clearly like part of that conspiracy world in America.
But you know what? Based on this video, and I'm seeing kids here in this
Yeah, I
video
literally
too.
just saw a
Oh
kid.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
Seeing
kids,
kids on scooters, but
there's
you know what?
dogs, everything.
I'm just
Old people. Yeah.
surprised by the amount. A kid in a stroller I just saw. I'm just
Yeah.
surprised by the amount of people here in Canada, in Toronto, that are
Oh,
anti-mask.
look, it's Mary, the Virgin Mary. We are all essential. It's like you really think like, wow, my God, that's like people who are like homophobic and they're just like, we love Jesus. It's like you think Jesus was homophobic if he were to exist nowadays? Like, isn't the whole
Yeah,
point to
no,
love everyone?
it's
These people are
just
crazy.
nuts,
Yeah, but you
right?
know what?
Like,
Actually, that the
Oh my
Pope.
God, Trump 2020, literally right there. So yeah,
oh
these are
yeah, right
clearly Trump
there.
supporters in Canada. Yeah,
I just had a point to your homophobic thing there with
yeah,
Jesus. Would he be? Definitely not, because the Pope made a ruling: gay marriage is allowed.
right. That recently happened. Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
That is
that was
news.
really just like not too long ago. He
In
was
the
like,
Bible,
gays are accepted. They're like
yeah.
loved. They're the
Yeah,
people. That's the thing, right? They're the people.
yeah. They're
Guys,
like
there's a
God
little bit
loves
of a
everyone, so
weather,
why should we discriminate?
and there's a little bit of a weather change as well. As we're talking, it is slowly turning into a hailish rain.
Hell yeah! I
I
just
point that out.
just
Wow.
before the
Hailish
Yeah,
cast,
rain.
I went out just to check to see
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
the weather. I was like, dang, it's snowing out here. It's quite
yeah, yeah.
interesting. How
Crazy.
Winter Wonderland. But
so
yeah.
Joe?
So well, Darren, yeah, I'm sure we were literally just about to say the exact same thing. Where it's like, so what's going on in the Toronto area as far as protocol?
Yes, exactly.
So Ford on Friday said Toronto and Peel are going into lockdown for 28 days, which means it ends right before Christmas. I think on like the 22nd of December.
Oh, is
Okay.
that?
So obviously that's going to create a bum rush, but regardless of the shopping insanity that's going to happen, and that is currently happening because it hasn't started yet. So everyone knows that it's happening, so they're all rushing to the malls
Yeah.
and becoming super spreaders essentially, right? Like
Yep.
just by statistics, odds alone, that
Yeah.
all of those malls just infected thousands of people. Um, so the panic that ensued still means nothing because Halton isn't in lockdown, Hamilton isn't in lockdown. The York region, which is literally a part of Toronto, it's not even the GTA. It's literally attached. It's all just one giant city, but it gets to be its own district with its own mayor. The
Can
mayor
you
of York is friends
elaborate
with
on
Doug
that? Yeah.
Ford.
Can
Yeah,
you?
so
You were mentioning that. Can you? Yeah.
York has big business like the Yorkdale Mall. They have a lot of outlet stores that are like would directly be impacted, and it's a lot of business is made through York
Okay.
because it gets to be its own area. They have certain shortcuts and things where they don't have to streamline everything through Toronto. And one perfect example is that the mayor is friends with Doug Ford, and even though this hasn't been explicitly recorded or reported on, York, for whatever reason, wasn't put into lockdown, even though it's a part of Toronto. And the
Okay.
only thing that can be concluded is because the mayor of York is buddies with Doug Ford, and they're like, yo, don't shut us down. That way, everyone from Toronto will flood into York and we'll get way more business. Sure, that'll be a super spreader and kill thousands of people, but at least we'll have good business. And then fuck them, and then wait like a week or two, and then put us into lockdown because this pandemic is still happening. But
Yeah.
yes, it's
It's
insane. It's the most irresponsible, half-assed measure that Canada has ever done. We're pulling in America right now, and it's embarrassing.
yeah. It's super sad that people are literally out of jobs. Like they have to close down within a week.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Hamilton isn't. I don't believe it's in it. I believe it's in a red zone, but it's not going to be going into a gray zone, or is it? Do you know? Have you heard anything about that?
I only know that it's the heaviest restrictions before the lockdown.
Oh, have we
So,
lost Claire?
oh, is she frozen? She might be. She'll come back to us eventually, right? We believe in you, Claire. We believe
Yeah,
in the
we
power
believe
of the
it.
internet connections.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my to be honest, not gonna lie, my
yeah.
internet has been cutting out because of I think this storm. It's been like
Oh, no kidding. Oh, so
yeah,
that could be happening with her. Right.
seriously, like yesterday it was like I can tell there was a storm coming. Oh,
Yeah,
there we
yeah, yeah,
go.
no kidding. We'll get her back. It's easy enough.
It's all good, guys. We're gonna get her back. So here,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
while Joe gets her back on there, what we're gonna do is I'll give you guys some footage here of these are just essentially a little bit. This is a little bit of Toronto and the Peel region essentially, and
Yeah.
basically the owners of these businesses are just basically saying it is just going to be impossible for them to stay afloat.
Yeah.
They're finding a little confusing in some sense with how bigger corporations are able to open, but they're only able to do curbside. They're not able to have smaller amounts in their locations, things like this.
Yeah.
Or, for instance, again, they're only able to do curbside where as winter comes around, that's not really the best option.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially, yeah, it's a double whammy where because of winter, it's going to become increasingly harder for people to go out and support businesses. And also, when Amazon just delivers everything and anything to your doorstep, you're going to
Yeah.
support the big business, and all the small businesses are going to go down. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
My
All right.
connection got lost. I don't know what happened there.
That's okay. Well, Darren was literally just talking about how the weather can do that, right? So that
No,
might
Yeah,
have
it was
something to do
happening.
with it.
it wasn't the weather. It was I just got hooked up to Tom's Chromecast for some reason. The Wi-Fi switched.
Oh, true. True.
Oh,
Anyways,
sometimes that
we're
happens
back.
too.
Well, welcome back. Yeah, great to have you back.
We were just mentioning about the jobs and how the smaller businesses are closing and having to do curbside pickup
Yeah.
or pretty much patio essentially.
Yeah.
Which
They
makes
can't
no
have
sense for
anybody
winter.
inside.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so actually, Claire, you actually work under a small business. So would you want to talk
Yeah.
about that? Like what happens if Halton goes into a lockdown, which it most likely will before the end of the year?
Um. You know what? I don't know. I have tried to ask what would happen if we do get closed down again because I do work at like a singly owned hair salon. Sorry, don't know the terms.
The mom and pop shop, except it's only a pop.
Yeah, except it's a hair salon, and so
Yeah.
I've tried to ask, yeah, what'll happen if it close down again, but
Yeah.
it's not my place to worry. So I don't know personally what would happen if we did close down.
Hopefully support from the government, but you never know.
Hopefully support from the government. I think
That's what it
I
seems
did
like
hear
too.
that they would be doing that, but I don't know.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I do see a lockdown coming in
Imminent.
the future for
Right.
and other regions. I just feel like everywhere else is a couple steps behind Toronto Peel anyway, so
I agree with
it'll
that.
probably happen.
It's
Yeah.
just like it's like a wave
Yeah,
or like a ripple effect, I guess that you
yeah.
could say.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Um,
hitting the one thing, but it's coming for the rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
it just like it's really mind-boggling because all these videos, like, again, remember Joe, I was mentioning in the first one where you see these videos and they have such a big amount of dislikes,
Yeah, yeah, seriously. It's double
but
the
it's
amount of
like
dislikes versus
it's
likes.
weird how because it's like at some point it's a little contradicting what they're saying, right? So it's just like people
Yeah.
are just fed up.
Mhm.
But at the same time, though, right? People are dying and things like this, and we're supposed to be wearing masks and we're supposed to be keeping safe, but yet, in order for certain places to stay in business, they are going to have to let go of some staff
Mhm.
because they're not receiving that support. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just a hard cycle for everyone, it seems like. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like it's hard to say. Like, I feel like at first I was like, I feel like the government kind of had failed us. They just failed us a bit.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. They were
Oh,
not, and yeah, we were saying this back in episode 1. They're being reactionary, not proactive. They should have prepared ahead of time, and instead they're like, they see the numbers and they go, oh, okay, let's go into lockdown. It's like, what? Obviously, you should have done that beforehand and like actually come up with a plan. Instead, they're just like, Yeah, just throwing all caution to the wind, being like, big business good, small business bad, semi
But
lockdown.
I did hear that Canada has done the best with
Well, compared to America, it
compared
hasn't.
to.
Well, I mean, look at New Zealand, look at South Korea, look at Japan, look at trying to think of
Germany,
somewhere else.
I don't know. I just saw a
Taiwan. Yeah,
statistic.
there's so many countries that have done way
Australia is
better.
back to normal.
Is it
Yeah, where nobody even has to wear masks because yeah.
Yeah, they're like
If you
at
don't let new
like I
people
think
in, you're good.
2 to 5 cases is the total
really?
cases. Yeah, in Australia, like there's like controversy where people are posting things, and
Uh-huh.
they have to constantly remind people that it's in certain places it's okay for them to be in a certain group
Right.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people
Mhm.
because it's back to normal for them. So
So
I think it's a lot of like I think like propaganda. Like it's a lot of like news being pushed in people's face, and
Yeah.
then they like feel a certain way about something, and like
Mhm.
I think uh for instance, like I used to manage restaurants, pardon me, and I
Mhm.
always would have somebody else come in and they think they run everything and they're like da 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 da.
right.
My
Yeah.
one thing was always lead by example. Like I'm never gonna tell somebody to do something without doing it myself first.
Right.
Right? That's because you know when you're underneath and you hear your manager or your boss, even if it's your boss, when their boss is telling you to do something and it's like
They don't do
it
it
just
themselves.
feels different when they're not doing it themselves and they're just
Yeah.
telling you to do it.
Yeah.
So I think there's some truth to like when you're seeing your people that you're supposed to be not essentially idolizing but you're supposed to be looking up to, that they're taking care
Mhm.
of us in our country like this and they're not really following suit
Yeah.
to the rules that they're putting out there.
Mhm.
It's very easy, especially with social media, for a bandwagon to start, just like
Mhm.
Yeah,
this Toronto thing that we were just seeing, and this is probably going on in America all over, right?
of course. Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
remember.
extremely unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, going along with that point, I did see, I forget, I think it was John Tory and Ford meeting together when the mask mandate first came about.
Hmm.
They met together not wearing masks, not that separated between each other, sitting at a desk. So, going along with your
Yeah.
point, too, if you're telling the people what they need to do and you're not doing it yourself, it can cause some controversy and look bad.
It's
Yeah.
very hard, right? And
Hmm.
then even like, and it's just again the whole Trump stuff. Like Trump
Hmm.
was very like I don't know how to say it. He was like
We're responsible
Say
for
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
things
this.
about Trump.
I don't want
Yeah.
to like he was just like he was coming out of like the hospital with COVID like no
Oh, right, and
mask.
just took his
You
mask
know what I
off.
mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
like
like
he's the second
so
coming of Christ. Yeah, he's like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Fuck masks. And it's
people
like,
that are
you
seeing
got a
that
super
are like
expensive experimental drug to get fixed. Like,
No, but you're right. Americans seeing something like that, they're gonna think it's no
the
big deal
narrative is like,
because their
he's
president is saying,
amazing. Yeah, the
that's
flu's
"God, it's
and
no
nothing.
big
that's
deal."
he's like the highest, right?
Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah.
like when it's and then you're seeing that, it's like, well, of course people are gonna jump on that bandwagon, and then
Right.
it's gonna create, and then we're all being controlled and all these stuff,
Mm.
but it's people are dying. But
Yeah.
again, then it's hard when then the government's like cutting people's jobs and things like this, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
hard. It's hard. I read this point. At this point, I'm like, it's all man for all man. It's all man for
Yeah.
all man. I hate
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
say
you
it, but
you
it's
have
just
to
the way
take
it
care
is.
of just yourself. Yeah,
Just
you
be safe
cannot.
as you can for yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
Joe.
it's unfortunate, but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So Joe, again, I'm kind of
Yeah.
sometimes a little confused with the Toronto and Peel and all this jazz in New York.
Right, all the regions. Yeah.
Are you in a lockdown right now?
No, I am in York region. I will
Just
not
like
be going
slipped
into
off the
lockdown.
side because you're friends with the president or whatever. Just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. The premiere. I'm literally like a kilometer away from Toronto, and we're just gonna go on like everything's dandy. Meanwhile, Toronto's going into full lockdown, and it's
Yeah.
like then people will just drive to York. It makes literally no sense.
Yeah.
It's
That's.
stopping nothing. It's stopping nothing except the local businesses in Toronto are all gonna go to business.
Which I was,
Yeah.
yeah, just showing the footage of. Yeah,
It's
right.
ridiculous. Makes literally no sense. Yeah. Because I'm on, well, okay, I'm not going to give my address away, but I'm on a major street. If I drive for like 5 minutes, I'm in Toronto.
Hmm.
I'm really, really close. Like there's no border, there's no difference.
Hmm.
There's businesses going down the street.
When
And then
they.
it's just like as soon as that invisible line of Toronto hits, all those businesses have to close. But then on the York side, all businesses can just stay open.
Yeah.
Makes
When they
no
came
sense.
out with those announcements too, when the question period came and people were asking questions about the closures and stuff, they were saying, you know, with you putting a lockdown on Toronto and Peel, are there any travel restrictions now to places like
Yeah, exactly.
York, Durham, closer regions?
These are the logical questions.
And I don't think, no, they hadn't put any travel restrictions in place. So what do you think's going to happen? The malls, everything else, Christmas time is coming.
Darren already said it, but just not in relation to this. The ripple effect, except the ripple is going to be human beings traveling outwards and just, like completely swarming all other malls.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Everyone's going to go to Mapleview. Everyone's going to go to, I forget the name of the one in Hamilton. What's the famous mall that you guys have?
I think it's Lime Ridge.
Lime Ridge, yeah. Everyone's going to go to Lime Ridge. Literally, it's just going to get flooded with Torontonians.
Yeah.
And it's going to become a super spreader that just completely destroys
It's
all of your areas. All of
then
Halton.
we're gonna get to then we're to blame. We all went out
and then they go, why couldn't you? Yeah, people from Holland and Hamilton, just stay where you were. All right, you're going into lockdown.
And some of the things too, like I'm hearing from the anti-pro, like for instance, the footage I was just showing, it's titled like anti-protest, which is quite interesting. So it's like
it makes literally no sense.
That
it's a protest.
Protest was an anti-protest.
Sorry, anti-lockdown protest. I apologize. I left a big keyword out there.
Yeah.
I was reading and like talking at the same time. My apologies. But essentially, what is kind of sad about it is they kind of mentioned that not wearing masks is just like okay. Like they're just like it's not affecting anybody else when we have proof and stuff like this.
Yeah.
There's the fact that they're just wanting to continue their life like the way it is normally, which I can understand that because again,
it's being in denial though. Like you're literally ignoring the actual world that we live in.
People are just tired of it, so they're like, eh.
I just want to literally pretend it's not real and become delusional. Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's quite interesting how like there's like a shift in like the way everybody's thinking. Yeah, and I find that quite interesting, and I'm just like, wow, but people are dying though. People are dying.
Yeah, you're still ignoring the facts. Yeah, it's spooky.
And what I've been saying lately is like with Christmas time coming, people are reacting, oh, I can't see my family, what a shame. Oh, I can't see my family, what a shame. Of course that's sad, you can't see your family on the holidays, but why was everyone okay with it when this first started, not seeing their family on Easter? We were in major lockdown. This was first coming about. Nobody knew what was going on. Stay home. Okay, everyone was fine with that. Numbers are getting worse. Everything's getting higher, yet people are getting tired of it. People are relaxing. People go, no, it's no big deal. Why is it now a problem? But when it first started, it wasn't.
Exactly.
Things are worse now than they were in the beginning.
Exactly. And that, again, going back to mentioning about these, he's literally saying in some of the videos, some of these people won't be able to see their families for like the holidays. Like, what?
But then Walmart is still open.
But even, okay, but in some sense though, like who cares though? People are dying. How do you see your family if they're dead?
And plus, you can FaceTime them. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You don't have to not see your family. You can still see them through the internet. Like, come on. Yeah, we have the technology. Well, okay, so actually this made me want to bring this up. So this is one of those things that seems extremely obvious, but still when it's not said, people might not think about it. But human beings, there are certain things that are intrinsic about us. And one of the things is that our minds are created with narratives like at the heart of them. Like like it's the same with pattern seeking, right? The fact that we can do math means that sometimes we'll do math where it doesn't exist. And this is where like superstition comes into play, right? If you walk under a ladder, then that's bad luck, that kind of a thing, right? Where it's like, that's not real, but because that happened to one person, you can create a pattern in your head where you say, if I walk under the ladder, then something bad will happen to me. And with this pattern seeking, people, and with narratives, with storytelling, people create stories in their mind every single day, and that's how our brains operate, because it's hard to manually take in information, so our brains automate it into the pre-existing narratives that we have in our head, right? Like if someone's a Republican or a Democrat, or if someone's religious or not religious, whatever we have, all of us run narratives. And so right now, people are trying to take the pattern of things are getting worse even though we're wearing masks, therefore masks don't work. So even though that pattern doesn't exist, people are making those patterns in their head.
Right.
And then their narrative is, I want to live a normal life. I see other people who are anti-maskers living a normal life. I'm just going to become delusional and live a normal life and just walk around the streets with a mask on and take my kids to these protests and just like latch onto this narrative of everything's fine and this is a conspiracy and the government's trying to control us by putting cloth on our face. And so
But
even though it makes no sense, it's the brain automatically creates that narrative.
Yeah.
And so everything else just fits into place. The information, even if it's contradictory, it'll get warped into the narrative.
but that's why it's really hard because everybody thinks differently. Everybody's brought up differently, and it's
Yeah.
again when your superior is doing something that doesn't make sense. Like for instance, like for me, I don't think I work from home, so like I quit my job a year ago, so
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me. So like I can easily say, oh, I can just say things. You know what I mean? But like it's what if I did like literally got laid off? I didn't have a job right now. I wouldn't know what to do. Like I'd be screwed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of people are in that situation where there's a like I was watching Doug Ford. They're asking him questions, and one of the questions were essentially the daughter is asking her mother, why is it that she's not allowed to have friends over, but she has to go to school in a full classroom? And
Yes.
then there's no explanation. They don't give you any explanation. They say it's just the way it is. Like that's, and you
It makes
can't
no
just
sense.
you can't do stuff like that and then close down their families' businesses and things like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not giving them support and things like this.
Yeah.
It's just like super hard. But then you're saying, okay, Walmart can stay open and like Costco can stay open. Costco's like an American place. It's not even just that, because then you look at other places like movie theaters and things like that. They're closing down, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
straight
it's
up.
not just. It's a hard balance where I was mentioning. I think it should have just been how it was the first time, and they let us out too early. Why would you let us? Why would they let us out if the numbers weren't diminished? That's what I was saying from the
Should have
beginning.
waited till it was at zero. Yeah.
And they're gonna say, "Oh well, the economy," and I
Yeah.
go, "Well, it doesn't make sense about
Because the
going
economy
back
will be
into it again."
ruined if we continue and the numbers go higher. Yeah.
Like,
Which
why
is
wouldn't
where
they
we
just
are.
diminish it and then worry about it afterwards? But I guess
Yeah.
maybe I don't understand that whole concept of like how.
No. It's not understanding. They're just thinking short term.
But you know what?
Claire?
I just have to say, yeah, with that being said, I've thought about it before. If you were in their position, coronavirus was unknown to us before it happened. How would you react to something like that? Total like
A surprise. They go, oh,
there
the
are
whole
so
world has to
many
go for
things.
Yeah.
There are so many things to think about when it comes down to lockdowns and stuff like that. And I don't know where I'm going with this point, but I think it would be really hard to be in their position. You have to think about every little thing and like
Word planning of it all. Yeah.
and
Okay. I
each
completely
person-
understand, Claire. I completely understand what you're saying, 100%. It's a hard
it's
gamble
like
for
trial and
everybody.
error almost. Like they have
But
to figure
It is
out
a
what's
trial,
gonna work and
yeah.
what's
this
not.
is where I had brought up a topic. Have you seen the movies Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see these movies. They're not really my most favorite movies. To me, they were the one of the most boring. All four or whatever of them were really boring to me. But now I'm really liking them now because I think I'm the
Okay.
girl. I'm the girl with the braid because
Yeah.
it's not. It doesn't make. It's not making sense though because if if they're like shouldn't there be like you're the leader there should be like this is the chances of like a pandemic happening is probably like once in a like
100 years.
or like
Yeah.
a billion whatever, right? But shouldn't there be a box or like a something, a button, a red button or something, or you know what I mean? I know that's not, I'm just making a little joke, but it should be like we pay taxes every like all that money coming out of my where's that money going? Like I understand is it just going to like construction and like
Yes.
things
Infrastructure
are
and police.
things are
and,
always
yeah.
getting inflated. I don't understand. Like I don't get how things are always. I'm paying so much for everything, and like gas is this expensive, insurance is this expensive. I'm just getting drained literally all the time from everything. Where that's why I quit my job because I'm just like, you know what, this is not able for me to make enough money.
Right.
Yeah,
What they're
it's not a
giving
living
me is not
wage.
enough.
Mhm.
Like I can't do that. That's just me personally.
Right.
But then something like this happens where we're in a pandemic and they're on the news saying people are dying. I would think first thing is everything gets shut down. Like no matter what, everything gets shut down until there's no more.
Yeah.
And we figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
Well,
I
just
don't
here
know,
we
because it's
are. It
hard
didn't
because
work.
you have
Yeah.
to think about, I don't know, all the other stuff. It like every conversation I have with people about COVID-19 is kind of different in its own way. The same general, just wear the masks and come on, people. But then there's the
it
more in-depth conversations where, you know, if I have a conversation with my boss about it, it's very different because he's the owner of a business. If I have a conversation
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
grandma
So he
about it, it's
needs
very
his
different.
business to be
She's an
open.
elderly lady. You know,
Right.
it's different with everybody has different views.
But
so again, it's hard to.
I think it comes down to essentially, though, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it comes down to one thing, and that's where I'm mentioning that button or that box, these
Yeah.
taxes that we're paying. You're telling me that all this money that we're paying every paycheck,
Yeah.
every single one of us paying this paycheck, you're telling me that money that we've been paying since we're having jobs from like I've been paying for a certain amount of years, you've been paying for a certain amount of years,
Yeah.
everybody in this country's been paying for a certain amount of years. There's been no pandemics or anything like
Right.
this where there's needs to be a huge rush of money being spent. You're telling me this money cannot support the country for 1 year
It's
before
all
there's while
gone.
there's a vaccine? It comes
All
down to
yeah.
money. The people
Yeah.
why the reason why these people have to open and
Mhm.
stay open is because they have to support their families. If
Mhm.
you want to lock us down, pay the bills. Pay the bills too.
Yeah. Get rid of
Lock it all down.
taxes. You
So
don't have to
now,
pay us, but don't have
yeah,
taxes. You know,
going
like
along with that.
come rent free.
Now I have questions about CERB. I got it,
Same.
but there were part-timers working
Yeah.
2 shifts a week for
Mhm.
3 hours getting the same amount that I was getting when I worked Tuesday to Saturday 9 to 6. How and I know they'll have to give that money back eventually.
Well, yeah,
But
it gets taxed back. So
yeah,
you
so
out of because what was it, 1,600? Out of the 1,600, you really only get 1,200.
Much. No,
I
maybe
think.
yeah, I don't know.
No, it was 2,000. Out of the
But
2,000, you
if
only
we go into
portion.
lockdown
Yeah.
again, there's been talk they won't be able to do that again. So if we get
Yeah.
locked down again, the government's not going to help.
And we are getting locked down
that's
again.
basically the main
So
thing,
yeah,
though, right?
Yeah.
That's
their
where
plans
now
ran out.
it always
They
comes
had a
down.
short-term plan and it didn't work.
Before everyone was just saying we have to go back because the economy. It
Right.
doesn't make sense though.
If
That
all the
doesn't make
people are
sense.
dead, then there's no economy,
Like, it
bro.
doesn't
Like
like I don't. I
population isn't
know
there.
money like it has to have value and things like that. But like if everybody's dead, it's not that if everybody's dead, but if you're on the air saying people are dying, we have to stay in. We have to stay in.
But we got to keep the
And
businesses open.
So
Then
risk
then
your life to pay
yeah,
to become
remember when
to continue being a
we had Aiden on from England in the
yeah.
first episode, and I had brought up that they have like a little campaign, Eat Out to Help Out,
Which I think sounds very silly.
during a lockdown. How does that make any
Double
sense?
entendre.
Eat
Yeah.
Out to Help Out. Why don't these big businesses help us? These businesses make every year. Walmart, how much money does Walmart make every year? How
the
much
cost
money does
is
Amazon?
the
How much money? Like, why are these people not able to come up with some sort of money? There's a pandemic. The world is. People are dying. Why are we not like Michael Jackson? We are the world. We are. Why are we not coming together and putting money together to help people that have no jobs? Like,
well, you know what? Going along with that point, when Ford announced the closures, he was asking the quote unquote the Costco's, the Walmarts, the Loblaws, all the bigger places if they can help out in some sort of way that I think relates to what you were just saying.
okay, well that's
Donating.
But I think
That's
he was
great.
saying that.
That's great.
Sure.
And like I've been working on like some fundraising myself, so like I'm not even trying to just say, "Oh, I'm going to try working on a little like a canned good box with like some like I don't know, like dollar store goodies and just things like this that I'm going to just send out." And that's going to be my little contribution. It's not thousands and whatever dollars,
No, but it's something. And if
it's
everybody
something.
did
And I'm
that,
doing that. Like
Well, yeah, if every person who had
I'm
an
already
income gave a
currently
dollar,
doing it.
then yeah, we'd be good easily, right? Yeah, there'd be millions
Because
of
people
dollars.
forget that like it's not easy for people that are struggling. Like people were already struggling before this, right? So imagine now, like imagine
It's
that.
completely hopeless.
It's
Yeah.
like ridiculous. And then
Yeah.
all these people, like these prime ministers and all them, they're all in their suits and I hate kind of saying stuff like that, but you know what I mean? When you're looking up on it on the screen, imagine how they must feel.
right?
That's
Yeah.
why they go out and then they go and protest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
We're District 12 and they're District 1. Eating so much that they need to take puke pills so they can keep eating, and then we're like not getting anything. Yeah.
Okay,
And they're like,
guys.
you should all be lucky to have this. Yeah. But anyway,
Um,
hey, so
help me.
it hit. I was
Okay,
gonna
go
say
ahead. Go ahead.
it's been 30 odd minutes. What say we change the subject, see what else is going on in the
Yeah,
world, you know?
I was gonna get
Yeah.
into something a little lighter quickly,
Yeah, absolutely.
just to
Absolutely.
change up the subject, and then
Oh
you
yeah.
guys can
Yeah.
So my little thing that I wanted just to jump right into, keeping it nice and fun,
Mm.
is here we are. I'm all here. There we go. Are you guys here with me? There we go.
Oh yeah, we're here with you.
So I just had this
Oh.
dilemma.
Ooh.
Toilet paper?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
stop.
Oh
No, it goes
boy.
out. It
Oh my
goes
gosh.
out.
Yo, Claire,
It's
tell
over.
mom. Tell mom. She's done it under forever.
Come on, guys. What is
And
it?
it's
Are we
wrong.
It
over
goes
It's
or
over.
unders?
out.
It's over. It's
What does
over.
out mean, Claire? Does that mean
Sorry,
over? It
Like
goes
Yeah.
that
over.
picture. Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
over.
I agree. It
Let
goes like
me
this.
let me tell you this though. The only actually
The
good
under.
argument I've heard for it being under is if you are a cat owner and you like
Oh,
leave the bathroom door open because the cat
Okay.
will
yeah.
pat at it, and if it's under, it just rolls back. But if it's forward, it all
Yeah.
spills out. That's the only good
Ah,
argument.
here
That,
we
The
yeah.
only
go.
good argument.
Here we go, Joe. There we
But
go.
other
That's
but
Only
great.
if
otherwise,
you're a
for everyone
cat
who isn't a cat owner, or for people who are too lazy, or who
Love
aren't
that.
too lazy to close the door, do it over.
That is
Be a good
absolutely
human being.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but
You know
over.
what? I'm actually get this, guys. It sounds really bad. I don't care which way it's on, but I will
Ugh.
always put it on over. I'll always put
Yeah.
it on
Okay,
over
okay,
because I
yeah.
just like
Even though
I
you
think
don't care, you're doing it the right way.
okay, cool. And I'm sure you overs appreciate that. I'm sure you overs
Yes.
really appreciate
Yes.
that.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
I also have a slight dilemma with, so for instance, this the holder. I have a dilemma with the
Hmm.
holders. The
Okay.
Okay,
old,
okay.
I
Yeah.
don't like the old school holders. The ones
Why
that are like,
Oh,
not? The ones that
the
you have to
spring-loaded
take off
ones.
and yeah.
yes, I
I
actually will
prefer the
just
hooks too.
avoid
I
that.
prefer the
I will
hooks.
just avoid
Yeah,
it and I
I
will
like the
use
slide
it
on.
without. Like I will
What?
just like this, for instance.
Oh
Like
wow.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, no, no,
It is inconvenient. I will say
no
it is
way,
extra effort.
no
It is
way,
extra
sis.
effort.
Two
I prefer the
second
hook.
inconvenience,
I
you guys.
actually will just leave it.
Two
Like
2 seconds for the rest of your
I'll just
life
leave
really
it.
adds up though. It adds up
But
to
you know
days
what? I'm
of your
not gonna
life gone.
lie. A lot of the times when we were kids, we have one like that downstairs,
Oh my
and
gosh, yeah. And we would just
if
put the
it,
toilet paper
we,
on top of it,
yeah,
and then you just grab the toilet paper and then
the
just
new
put it back
roll.
on top instead of actually sliding it in. Yeah.
That way, so much easier to me than doing that springy boingy thing. And then that's why I
Yeah.
think
Oh
Yeah.
come on.
honestly it ends
No,
up
you're in the right.
behind. That's why that behind situation happened. Because
Uh,
if it was as easy as this, because these I feel like these things like these ones weren't invented until like ooh, it's like stylish now,
The
or like
2000s.
the
yeah,
ones where
Yeah,
like they
like
stand up on their own. Everyone was like, "That's so cool! It's on its
yeah,
own." Those
yeah.
yeah.
ones you just slide on. It's so easy. Like, of course, that should always be over.
But what if the angle is wrong? You go to whip some down, and the whole roll of toilet paper flies off the thing. You know.
Okay, true, true,
I
true,
would
true.
also say, yeah,
Just me? No
when
one
it's
else.
over, you know where it is at all times. When it's under, it could be hidden. And like you don't know if it's a new roll or something, you
It's
know?
never hidden though for me. It's just never hidden. It's always there. No matter
Yeah.
which way it is, it's always there. I can always just go bloop, it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might just be a little bit of an OCD thing with every person. The toilet paper roll,
Yep. It's one of those
whichever way they
things.
like it, is just a
Yes.
little bit of their
It's
OCD.
one of those things. Like
Yeah.
I have this thing on my calendar in my bathroom. So like speaking this is why I even like relating to this
Yeah.
is I have a calendar in my bathroom. I love it I don't know why. I think it's just the best thing ever because then you can just like plan out your week on the
Yeah.
toilet. It's so amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
Anyways,
good idea. Yeah.
it's
That's
honestly
so
amazing. You can plan
Yeah.
out your week and your month. Like
Yeah.
it's nuts. And you
That's
just
so
like sit there, you're like, wow. And I have like a nice landscape and it's like, wow, it's so tranquil.
very nice.
Anyways, besides the point, on the calendar, I have this thing where in November specifically, the 30th ends on a Tuesday. And it just ends there on the calendar, and then there's all these blank spots.
Oh, that's kind of spooky.
No, there should be a 1, and then there should be a 2, and then there should be a 3, and then there
Right,
should be a
right.
4. And then when I flip it, it should say December 1, 2, 3, 4 on the same
It
date.
should have the end of November and then the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
The weeks
Yeah.
the weeks
Well,
should be
Yes.
shown. The weeks should be shown.
Yes, Claire. Yes. It should
Even if
have.
it's
Why am
faded,
I
even if it's faded. You have the clear numbers for the month you're on and then kind of faded
fade them out on
numbers
No,
for
the?
I've
future
never
ones.
seen. I've seen empty boxes until you flip it, and then
Why
it
would you
goes
leave
1,
them
2.
empty though? They're
You
just
might as well put
empty.
a number
You
there.
might as well just put
Yeah.
numbers there.
Just like
Oh, it just makes me. And then I look on the
That's
thing
an
and it's.
OCD thing for sure.
Oh, I'm
But
just
yeah,
like,
it's
Yeah.
it's prettier when
I'm
it's
thinking about getting a
there.
Sharpie and going like 1, 2. I'm
Literally
looking at
adding
it. I'm
it.
like,
Really?
Yeah.
oh, it's making me so. And so I'm thinking this must be the OC thing, but I don't care about the toilet paper. I'm just like, oh, I'll chuck it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this thing, I'm just like, oh, and then I kind of can't stand when also too like a week starts on like a Sunday. It doesn't start on a Sunday. It starts on
Yeah.
a Monday.
Wasted space on a calendar.
What do you mean when a calendar starts on Mondays?
It'll start on a Sunday.
I like it when
The
it starts on
first of the
Sunday.
month will start on a Sunday. You don't like
No,
that?
Sunday's a
the business.
weekend.
Wasted space on the top.
I know it's a weekend, but it's only weekend because of religious tradition. As we all know,
Oh.
business because Sunday's the Lord's Day, right? In Christianity. So
Hold on.
Day of
that's
rest.
so that's technically the week beginning because that's the
No, that's
Saturday exists to
end.
sleep. And then the Sunday
No,
but
Sunday's day of rest. Sunday's
I
the day
hear
of
your
rest.
point.
Right.
Sunday
I
should
guess
be
in the
end of
Bible.
week.
Sunday is the end of the week. Trust me, it is in the end of the week because
Well,
Sunday's the day of rest.
I don't know. Like I was raised with Sunday being the first day on the calendar. Like my
No,
whole
what do
life
you
has been the
mean? What do you
Sunday.
mean?
That's how I was
It
raised
goes
in the
Sunday to
90s and
Saturday.
2000s.
It goes
It's
Sunday to Saturday?
Yeah.
No, guys, it
Instead
goes
of
always
Monday
Monday.
to
raised that way.
Sunday, it goes Sunday to Saturday.
Claire, it goes Monday to Sunday.
That's how you'd think the week should go. But
That's how it does.
All right. Well,
It
no.
starts on
Let me say this.
Monday.
Let me say this. So back in the day.
This is so funny. See, it's just like
people-
it's
people
a
were-
thing.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
So back in old
wanna grab my
Hollywood, everyone was just called an actor, right? And then they were like, women should be called actresses
Yes,
instead
yes,
of
yes.
actors.
Yes,
But now it's going back to being like we should engender
One
this
simple.
profession. So
Okay.
now it's going back to calling everyone just an actor. But for
Mhm.
me, when I was a kid, I called them actors, and everyone's
I
like,
call them
no,
all
the women are
actors.
called actresses. And
Mhm.
then it took me until I was like 20 to finally say actor and actress. And now they're like switch it back, and I'm like, but it took my entire
It's
life
so long to say
for
a
my brain
waitress.
to automatically do actress that now it doesn't want to say actor. If I see a woman acting,
Yeah.
I say that's an actress.
Just
Oh, really?
So
I did
it's really
waitress and
bad.
waiter.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah,
So
waiter
it
and
took me
waitress, yeah.
like waitress. It's like
Yeah.
oh.
I
Waiter.
always just said actor and waiter. I never really split it up. Sometimes, if I was like thinking about my sentence, if I was like, as the other person was talking, thinking about my sentence, thought, wait a minute, no, they were a girl, not a man, so it should be actress or waitress. And
Yeah,
so
the
I've
main-
said it that though, like the odd time I've said waitress or
Yeah, yeah.
actress, but mainly it's just actor, waiter.
Wait, okay, so,
Right.
so I got one more title. I got like a list of titles for you. Okay, so back in the day it was policeman and fireman, and now it's police
Policeman.
officer and firefighter. That way it's
Uh-huh.
non-gendered. But
Okay.
what about mailmen? Mail delivery personnel? Like what are they called where it's
Ooh, good
non-gendered?
one, Joe.
Mail person? Mail delivery person?
Wait,
What are they called?
I don't
Parcel,
know.
parcel
Delivery.
deliverers. Yeah, how is it
That's not a
non-gendered? Is there a thing?
Package dropper.
I don't know.
there is a thing for this.
Deliver. We call them like delivery. Like, oh, we got a delivery. Oh, someone delivered something. Like we don't say, oh, the mailman showed up.
No, we say
We don't have milkmen.
we say the
anymore.
mail showed up. We say the mail showed up.
The mail showed up. Yeah, we just don't
Yeah.
mention the person.
Yeah.
That was non-gender. We
So
say,
me,
oh,
okay.
someone dropped this off. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no title for them anymore.
We can't say the mail person.
We can say the mail person,
mail
but
person.
that clearly
Does that-
doesn't
does that-
sound like
Does
it's
that
the actual
sound
official
female
term.
or male?
It's like police officer is an official term, firefighter is the official term, but mail, what did mail become once mailman disappeared? The mail person.
And
It's
mail's
like,
already the male word too, which is really hard. Like that's what
that
like,
is strange.
the
I don't
different
know why
languages
mail.
say.
It's
different
spelled
languages
differently,
say-
but it's like, why is it mail? Why isn't it called like postal or post?
Yeah,
Yeah.
post
Why is it called mail?
service. Post service is here. Isn't that what it is?
But that's still not the name of the person, though.
Did you
That's,
throw
that's
an
the
act-
act. That's the act
Did you
of the
throw
thing.
an
That's not
accent
the person.
on there too?
No.
Your mail person's here.
I don't know.
Got your mail.
I don't know. Could be
I guess
anything.
it's just you just oh you know what maybe you just go by
Copy.
go by the delivery name. Like so
Yeah.
FedEx is here.
FedEx
Throw the
is
accent on it.
here, yeah.
FedEx is
Oh,
here.
the FedEx person's here. Yeah.
Bam. DHL's
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
What
I
did you
guess
say
that's
if
it.
you just like have like
FedEx
well, I
dropped
guess you
off.
just got a
It's-
letter in the mail or like something like that.
Okay, true. Yeah, true.
Just I don't know.
Or
No,
like
no,
bills.
no, because it would be Canada Post. Canada Post
Yeah,
delivers
Canada
mail.
Post just dropped off mail. You just
Yeah,
say Canada
yeah.
Post dropped off mail. wherever you get your delivery.
All right,
from.
I guess so.
There
It
you
is
go.
kind of in.
Figured it
Yeah,
out.
that's the answer, but it's also kind of inconclusive because it's like
Inconclusive, yeah.
you don't give the person a name. The person is nothing. It's just the company.
They're just the company. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, there
company
has to be a
personnel,
name.
representative,
There
the
has
male
to be,
rep.
we just don't know it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Hey, speaking of the male, and no, that's such a bad segue. But speaking of cute little things that you can find, does that work? That might be it. Let me show you guys a little something. So I got a little rabbit hole here. I want to take you guys down. This is something where I didn't look for this episode. I just follow this
hey.
because I genuinely enjoy this. This is the r slash mini worlds. And so that one's kind of basic. It's a little
That's
almost a
fun.
terrarium, right?
We love a good terrarium. I have one of those
But
on my desk.
as you continue, it can get like more and more creative where it's like having tiny little ecosystems and like in between tree bark, it
love
looks like a
that.
forest.
Mhm.
It looks really good when it's a macro lens. Like look at that. When the focus is pulled in like that. Oh
I
my
love a
god.
good mini moss.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh
loved
my
about
god.
going to England.
Ooh,
There's
I love
so
that.
much moss. That one's
Oh,
really
really?
pretty. Yeah. Yeah, so much
Oh yeah,
moss
look
on
at
the
that.
stone.
That's just tiny little puddles, but it literally looks like lakes, frozen lakes, doesn't it?
Wow, cool.
I mean, yeah.
That scale is actually tiny, but it looks huge. Yeah, I like it. The log. Oh, you guys. Maybe this is just for me. I don't know, but
No, I
Mini
like.
Worlds is so satisfying to look at.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. So, oh, that's really cool. So, Aiden's dad, he takes pictures of like mushrooms and things like this.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. They grow there. Like there's so much moss and like tree,
Right.
like a lot of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So for his little Christmas package, I'm gonna send him. I put like little tiny little Lego people.
Oh,
Oh, no way.
And
That's so cool.
they're doing different things. So one of them's like it's like a safari like theme. So they're wearing like safari stuff, and then like another one's like they're like in the army. So
Oh my gosh,
he
that's
can
so
put
cool.
them with like he already does it because Aiden had sent him some like actual army men,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and he puts them like near like mushrooms and stuff like this and like little trees, and
cute.
it's really funny because
Yeah.
they're so small and they're like working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool.
That's
Oh,
cool.
is that a drain pipe?
It's a drain pipe with moss, yeah.
It's
And like
really
little
pretty how just
that
little
looks
things like that can be really
Gross.
like so pretty. Like it's just like
Yeah, yeah. And look like mini worlds. Like
yeah,
it's
it's really cool.
scale can sometimes like disappear when you're looking at
Oh,
stuff.
that's a cool one.
Like
Well, that
some
one,
of these are obvious where they're just pretty and you can see that they set them up.
Right.
But some of them it's hard to tell like how big the actual object is, right?
really
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah.
So interesting. Tiny little trees growing.
Do you have any of those, Joe?
What mini worlds?
Like kind of like something like there was one like with the can. Do you have any of those? Like kind of those ones where you can kind of like build your own inside,
No. So I haven't done it
I
myself.
want to do that.
I'm not much of a
right?
hobbyist. I wish I was, but
What-
most of my time is
Probably
just
be a little
spent.
bit harder, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like I literally am just getting inspired with watching this to like make something like
Yeah, like
that.
something like this, Joe. I was thinking maybe you could do
Yeah,
something
find a
like
little
that.
container, a little
Cause like,
bowl.
look, I kind of have
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
here. I kind of have like a
Oh, no
tiny one. I don't
kidding.
know if you're able to see it, but
Well, let me
just
jump
do the
right out
makeup
here.
palette thing. Just doing the makeup palette thing. When they have makeup
Yeah, that's right.
palettes. Hi guys, use
So
code 10% off. Whatever.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not gonna try to make
10%,
fun of
yeah.
James Charles, but
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Use
Sugar
code coffee.
bear hair pills.
Yeah,
Yeah. Start the controversy of a
sugar
lifetime.
bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, do you
God.
guys know about that drama?
Of course I
Of
do.
Yeah,
course, Joe.
James
That
Charles,
is
of course,
old
It's
news.
iconic. I know it's old news. Yeah, it's like a year and a
Yeah.
half old. But yeah.
Just saying
Well,
that's
anyway,
like
there you go. Yeah, just want to share that little rabbit hole on Reddit with you guys. See what you think. Yeah, a little
yeah, we like
inspiration too.
that was
Yeah,
so
that's
that was your rabbit Reddit hole?
I have more. I can go down more, I guess, but
I call them
that's
rabbit
yeah,
Reddit holes.
rabbit
Because
Reddit hole.
it's so easy to go
Rabbit
down a
holes.
rabbit hole. Like it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
but I go on them so like I'm really like obsessed with like small animals like
Oh, no
like
kidding. Yeah.
chihuahuas or like raccoons, baby
I love
pigs.
Yeah.
like little weasels, little birds. I just like think they're so funny when they do funny things, like they close your laptop
True.
or they want to like sit on your shoulder, but it's just like
Yeah.
a 4 second
Yeah.
video. I think they're so
Yeah.
Yes.
funny.
Yeah, those are
They're
good.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
funny. I think they're
I
amazing.
love
Like
that.
that's like I don't know why does that isn't that interesting how a lot of videos, huge viral videos that have a lot of views are like mainly like
Super
cat
short.
and dog videos
Oh
and
yeah.
they're super
Right,
short.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super short because it's just like something quick and like people love animals. I don't know what it is. They just bring so
Yeah,
much
of
joy.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Well,
we if
yo,
humans didn't have like pets and animals, I don't know.
we would be cruel creatures. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like the fact that we have
Pets
companionship
show.
with
Yeah.
our species are, yeah,
Hmm.
it's great. Yeah, I love it. And especially cute, little cute animals. The weird thing is, okay, so clearly we have an instinct within us to find little things cute because it's paternal instincts,
Okay.
right? Like for our species to continue, we have to create life and then care for that life until it's able to care for itself.
Hmm.
So of course we
Yeah.
will have instincts to find that thing cute and to want to love it and want to protect it. That's what
Mhm.
makes good parents parents, is the fact that we have this intrinsic instinct to love this tiny thing. But the interesting thing is how that extends past humanity. We find any baby species cute. Any baby is just cute, you know, like little puppies and kittens, right? Aren't they? It's
They
just
are.
Well,
a
it
basic.
depends. They're little ugly
Oh, come
things.
on.
There
There
can be.
can be little ugly things, like little rodenty, little insecty.
No, well,
Nasty.
insect is completely different. I'm talking baby mammals, I guess, to be specific. Baby mammals. Well, and no, but even baby birds could be cute. Yeah, it's
Everything I think is when it's like in
a
animal
little baby.
form is cute usually, but like
Yeah.
not like Claire said, not babies, like
No,
human
it depends.
babies.
Like, oh no,
What?
humans are cute.
Yeah.
Not all human
Don't throw me
babies.
into. I didn't say
Oh
Oh
humans
wait,
are
wait.
cute.
wow. No,
I
no,
said not
she's
all
talking
little
different types of
things are
animal,
Oh,
cute.
little pigs.
like
Okay, I bet.
insects.
I'm thinking like
Babies, but you're right.
not all babies are cute. Like
No,
no.
when it's not yours, when it's not yours. So yeah, so maybe it
But
is
there's sometimes
considered
you
Hey,
see a
no,
baby, you're like,
oh,
that's cute.
because Joe Wesley, he's not ours, but it is
oh,
undeniable.
bro,
He
because he's
is
objectively cute.
so cute. But
Yeah,
no,
I don't.
Yeah. Some
even if we
babies are
weren't
really
related,
cute.
he's a picture perfect baby. He's
He
cute.
is picture
It's
perfect.
undeniable.
Yeah,
Then you see some other
Claire
babies,
and
you're
I
like,
have a nephew, and
Yeah,
he's adorable.
no
Yeah.
offense, but like
cute
they gotta
as.
grow into
I'll show
their.
you a picture.
It's so cute. I like
Yeah.
when they're like a certain age too, when they can't talk properly.
Yeah.
Aw,
That's
okay,
so
that is a cute
generic, though,
baby.
Claire.
That's like
That's
I
a
know he was.
that's
He
like a
was
Gerber baby, like a
yeah,
little
yeah.
right.
That looks
baby.
like a Gerber. Yeah. No, you gotta see him
He's
now.
too
Like
cute.
anytime he smiles, he's just the cutest thing in the world.
He's
Because
got two
he's
bottom
oh
teeth,
he's got the bulldog look now. But
but he's cute.
yeah, and anytime he smiles, it's just the cutest thing in the world. It's one of those things where it's so specific, where it's like, yeah, as he changes and grows, he'll always have that picturesque smile that just makes
Yeah.
you want to smile back. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's great.
speaking of babies, I have a question to ask you guys. With
Yeah.
celebrities and things like this, they
Oh
go
yeah.
a little crazy on the baby names.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What are some baby
Northwest,
names that
bro.
you guys are like? What's like the craziest thing you can name your baby?
Oh, okay. So
lots. Can I
what's
just
that?
say one thing? I just said
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
lots. You could, but the one I just blanket and apple. I'll never understand.
Oh yeah,
Why would you do
Blanket.
that to your children?
blanket.
Blanket and
Yeah.
Which one's Apple?
apple.
Which one's Apple? Is
Apple
that another
is
What
Michael
is
Jackson
that
baby?
choice name?
Who?
is Apple. I think is what's the guy? Yellow, and it was all
Yeah,
yellow.
Coldplay and what
Coldplay.
else?
Oh, Cold. Oh my
That's
God.
Apple. Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Come
Apple
on.
Paltrow. I don't know what
There
What is
there was
that?
a woman who I think
it's
was trying to
brutal.
sue an airline
Oh,
because a TSA agent like was looking at the passports of a mother and her child as they're passing through security,
yeah.
and he snapped a pic of the little girl's passport, not her picture, but just her name, and posted on social media, and he was like laughing my ass off. And her name is ABCDE, and apparently you pronounce that Absidy, but a grown
ABC.
woman named her child ABDCE because she thought that was poetic and sounded beautiful. I'm like, that is the most American thing. That's like naming your child Stone or naming your kid like Khaleesi or something.
Wow,
Where it's
that's
like,
probably the
bro,
funniest
come
thing.
on.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Absidy.
ABCDE. Yeah, that
Yeah.
has
Imagine
been
name your kid
hit
the
so
alphabet.
far.
No,
Like,
it's
yo,
it's ABD. Wait,
no,
what
no,
is
no.
it?
A B C D E. It's the alphabet.
Just the alphabet?
Yeah,
Not
but
one of
then
them
but then
switched?
it's a soft C, so it's
I
absidy.
thought like she switched the D or
Nope,
something in the
nope,
B.
nope. It's
Okay.
literally the alphabet. Yeah. She's like, it's so
Okay.
beautiful. It's like, bro, you just
It
sound
doesn't even
uncreative.
sound that nice. I'm sorry. When you say it like absidy,
Absidy.
sounds like
Absidy.
Oh, okay, well
abstinence
that
or
one.
like
It sounds like
absence.
absinthe.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds like alcohol. Yeah.
Wow. Do you guys have any?
Straight
So
up.
like, yeah, that's pretty wild. What
That's
about?
bad. I think Northwest is stupid as fuck. Just a compass. It's like, come on, bro. You
But you
gotta
know
name your
what?
kid
I
something
think
better than that. Think that's creative?
out of
Yeah,
all the
your
bad
name.
celebrity names,
It's
I
not
don't
that
think North
bad.
North is
It's not that
that
bad.
bad.
North isn't that bad. When it's just North, it's not that bad.
What
Yeah.
about kid? What
Chicago,
about
I
kids
think
that
is
are named after
specific.
states, like Florida?
Chicago, yeah, that's
And
Chicago.
Like,
then
don't
if
name
you
your
But
kid
if you
after
break it
places.
down, like if you can break it down,
Chicago.
like not like Chicago, but like
Chicago's
shot
bad.
or something
Shishi.
or a
Come
she
up with
or like
nicknames
You have to though at this point when you're named
because
Chicago.
yeah.
kids
You
will
have
make
to
fun
break
of
it down.
you. Yeah, it's not about the parents naming you, it's about the society around you. So as like
Yeah.
a fifth grader, you'll get like shoved into a locker because your name is Chicago, you know?
Like personally, I
Kids are
love
cool.
interesting, unique names that I've never heard
Mhm.
before or that
Well,
I love
wait,
shit like
wait.
that. But
So I know, but it's like we name animals words.
yeah,
We'll name an animal Stone or North. You know, like human
well,
beings should be named words. I feel like
Stormy's
u-
cute though.
unique.
Like Kylie's daughter, Stormy, she's cute.
All
visually
right,
she's adorable. The name
She's
Stormy,
cute. Yeah, I don't know about the name
like,
Stormy
that's
though.
still a pet name.
Stormy.
but you know what? It
Stormy.
it goes along. It goes
She's cute
along
though. She's cute.
with with her and Travis's relationship. At the time, Travis was working on the. I don't know if the album's name was Butterfly Effect. I can't remember, but it was something to that nature. And she was looking up weather, nature names, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Just between the two of them, I think it's.
all
Although
right.
I don't think it's a necessarily.
The
It shouldn't
best.
be the permanent name. Maybe it should be the middle name, and then the first name is a human name. But I'll say this. I'll say this.
She's cute though.
Claire, when you said you like names that are
So
creative and kind of like unique, and there's nothing
Yeah.
like it,
Yeah.
there that I think I agree with to a point where it's like if it isn't a word. So it's like there was someone that I knew in college whose name doesn't exist. Her mom made it up because she had a dream and she heard that word, and it was Lakin.
What is it? Was
So
what?
it's kind of like
it was
Lake but with an
late.
N on the end. Lakin.
Like
Lakin. And I'm like, that's kind of like Lincoln, but it
yeah,
could be
that's
like the
what I was
girl version of it. So Lakin. I'm like, that's good. Are you guys are against it?
I
Well,
don't.
okay.
I just don't. Okay. Can you
That
say
that's
it?
at
Can you
least
say it?
better
sound
than a
it just
word.
doesn't spark anything for me.
Yeah. Can you just say it and don't say it? Let's just say the name and
Okay,
then don't.
I'm going to the mall with my friend Lakin. We're gonna check out some CDs,
It
something
because
like that.
it sounds like if the wrong like anybody that any person that's saying it could say it wrong and hear it wrong.
You know
Lakin.
what? Yes, you could
It's
hear it
spelled
wrong.
very
You could be
easily.
like,
Lakin. And her name is
in,
Lincoln.
if you're
Lincoln.
saying
Yeah.
it in a sentence, Joe,
Yeah.
it could almost sound like lake and blah when you're
Yeah.
saying it.
That's why
Go to the
I'm.
mall
Because
with
sometimes when you say
Lakin
and conversation,
and
you just say and.
Harper and Chris. No.
It depends though, because it depends on how you're saying. Like if you just said the name, it's like okay, I can hear it. But if you say it in like a something,
In a
it
sentence.
sounds like you can not even hear it almost.
Yeah, that
Yes.
one's a weird. I don't know about
It's
that
a
one.
weird one.
Strange.
Okay, okay. But I
It's
at
a
least give
strange name.
props to her mom for making up a word, making up a name, right? Yeah, I mean I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if I, something where it's like
Not
maybe
bad.
combine two names or something, like Chris and Joel. That's probably a terrible example, but it's like Chris Joel or something where it's like Joel's or Kroll or no,
I mean,
it's a bad example.
there's the basic combined names. Mary Kate, Sarah
Right,
Jane,
right.
Mark Anthony,
Okay.
Michelangelo, like things like that.
Those are
But
fun.
Yeah.
but
Anne
those all
Marie.
flow, and those are common names put together. I
Yeah.
To make it unique, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Because
But
then you can
that's
I
choose. You
know
want
one
the first name,
actually.
you want the middle name.
What?
Because I'm playing with my hair. My hairdresser's name is Sun.
Son.
Like
SUN.
SUN. Yeah.
Whoa, that's like being
And
named
that's
I
Buddy.
remember the
That's
first time
actually
she
kind of
did
cool.
it. My hair. She was just mentioning how like she'd always get made fun of in school for her name being.
No,
Sun.
I kind of like that. Suns is nice. I like
But-
Sun.
She said it in school. Her name would always end. Her name. She'd always get made fun of because her name.
Did
was
she ever get like? Did she have any nicknames? Like, did people call her Sunny
Sonny.
or anything like that?
Probably yeah,
Must
like
have,
stuff like
must
that.
have.
But it's something like I think it's something more of like she embraced more as she got older. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like kids are just mean. Kids are
Yeah.
mean and
Yeah,
they're just like
exactly.
stupid and like whatever.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of again, like things that are kind of odd and like, or are they odd, or things that the letters. Okay, so the
Okay.
letter,
Mm.
because you said A, B, C. What
D
was this?
E
What's
A
her
B C
name?
D
A, B,
E.
C,
all the
D,
way to
E.
E. A B C D E.
Obsidy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
Absidy.
confused by this. Very, very confused by this.
Yeah.
Mm.
But the
Absidy.
letters
Yeah.
B,
Right.
E,
hmm
Q, somewhat
Sure.
are the
What? What?
same. The same letters, and P.
Wait, what? How?
Yeah.
B,
Oh. Oh. The
C,
shape of
D.
it.
Yeah, they're all the
D.
same.
D. B. Q and P are very close together, and
All
Q.
the same
How is
shape.
Q in there?
That's why I went like Q. It depends on the person
Where it's the
writing it.
circle and it goes down and then like that.
Oh, lowercase. Okay.
Yeah.
But usually it has the check, but sometimes
Very similar.
it's
Yeah.
sometimes like when you're typing it, like if you type it on your computer, like on certain
It
things,
doesn't always
it doesn't
have
have it doesn't always have the check. Sometimes it'll just have
Oh,
like
that's true. It's just a backwards P. Yeah.
yeah.
It's confusing. It's
That's
confusing, but I'm not entirely against it. The letters I am against are the
Not
ones that sound like
confusing,
other
but
ones, like X or Q. Q is just a K, and X is just K and S.
yes.
But
And
Q
K
helps.
and C are just the same thing,
But
except
Q
C can be
helps.
soft.
Q helps in words
Queer,
where the yeah, like obviously where the
queer,
U follows. You need that
white,
qua.
quit,
A K is not
quit.
going to give you that qua sound.
Bro, neither does the Q. You have to put a U or a W after it. So why
Well,
not
that's
just
what I
have a
mean. It
K
at
and then a
least needs
W and a K
U.
and a U?
No,
But
but
see, it's not necessary though.
Yeah,
but a
because
K
every
you
You
a
can
K you
substitute
wouldn't
it.
give you that same qua.
no matter what,
It can
a
if you
U
make
has to
it.
follow a
That's true.
Q,
Yeah,
Yeah, you need a
right?
secondary
So
letter.
that's
uh,
true, I guess.
So you just make it a K, baby. Or a C. And then also, yeah, K and C. Why? K
K
and
and
K.
I
C.
don't
Yeah,
know.
K
The
and C always
only
kind of confuse me a little bit.
the only
But
thing is that a C can be soft. So why not make but then it being soft is an S. Like if you were to cite something, if you're in a city, it's like why not just make that an S and get rid of the C entirely? Because if a C is just a K, unless it's soft, and then it's just an S, then why does it need to exist? It's arbitrary. It's clearly based on older languages. Like it's probably based on
Yeah.
French, because I think French is older than English. So we base a lot of our language off of
well, it's
French.
hard. Yeah, but this is
But
why like people that don't know the English language say the English is the
it's
hardest
confusing as
because
fuck.
there's
It's
so
People just
one
much
of the
type
like
hardest.
shit.
I think
C,
Russia's the hardest
C,
language.
C,
Grammar
C.
wise.
Oh,
There's
bro.
those things
Grammar,
confuse
yeah.
everybody with the
Yeah.
double. It's too like much.
And you can have however many different words, but it all sounds the same.
Yeah,
Exactly.
straight up.
Yeah.
Laken. Is it Laken?
Laken, yeah.
Like,
Laken.
Sorry, Laken. I mean,
Sorry,
not sorry because
bro.
I got
sorry,
it right.
Oh
Lakin.
no,
I got it
she's
right.
listening. We're basically bullying her.
No, I love it. I mean,
All
I
right, all
love the
right.
name.
Yeah, yeah. We're just
Seriously,
not
I
gonna name
do.
it.
But I
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
think it's something I've never heard of for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll,
wait,
I'll,
what about this? What about like really old names? Would you ever name your kid like Alphonse or
Well,
I'll,
Gertrude?
I would think that's not necessarily old, but that's like
Nobody uses it nowadays.
Alphonse. You'd have to be. Where does that name originate from?
German
That's
like
okay.
Alfonso.
You probably have to be German.
Or Italian, Alfonso, yeah.
That's or
Or
Italian. Yeah.
Leon,
But
yeah.
old names such as
Like Gertrude.
yeah,
Oh,
Gertrude
that's some
or
1800s Wild Wild West shit.
like I
Gertrude
looked
is
up. You know what? I love
Agatha,
1920 names from the 1920s. I love it.
the
Anything
swing
old,
decade.
yeah, I like old.
Yeah.
What Evelyn?
I really like old
Oh,
names.
Evelyn.
I like
I
that
know
name. I
someone. I
like
know
that name,
someone our
Evelyn.
age whose name is Evelyn.
Adeline,
Adeline too. Yeah,
Oh,
Adeline.
Adeline, yeah.
Norman.
Sure.
The
No.
names are hard. Names are just like interesting. Like that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like it's just like even my name. Like my name is Darren, but
Oh, with
it's
an O
spelled with an O and an
instead of an
E.
E.
Oh.
It's an O and an E. So it's like almost
Right.
like, for instance, Lakin. It's almost like when you say it too fast, sometimes people don't hear it ever. So every time, basically, I've come to the fact where I just say D. My name's
Yeah.
D.
Really?
Yeah, because anytime, I guess maybe the way I'm saying it, or, but anytime for like pickup usually or delivery or anything like this,
Mm.
when I get my name and I go and say the name, it's always something just not my name.
Really?
Yeah,
How do they
always,
not say Darren?
every time,
Daron, Dare,
every time.
Dare,
It's never
oh.
like it'll never even say Darren. It would just be something else.
Oh, what?
It's sometimes like when you're saying it with the sentence, it's like I don't know the way I'm saying my name. Like, hey Darren, how's it going? What's the pickup name? Darren. Darren. It's Darren.
Yeah.
That's not that me personally.
That's super
I've-
easy.
You-
Yeah.
I've
So people
heard,
confusing it are
would
just
but
think
I've
always
heard the
have
name Darren
issues.
before. The name
Yeah.
Darren, my dad's best friend's name was Darren, so I heard that name all the time growing up. So maybe that's different.
I guess. I don't know. I've always just always had an issue. So I'm just saying now. I just say D.
hmm
That's weird. Oh.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I got the Burger Priest. It was really good.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Pickup orders D. Yep.
Yeah. Just D.
It was
Letter D.
good. I got a hot dog and I got a poutine, and the poutine was unreal. It was really good.
Oh,
What was
really?
the name
So
of
good
that place?
Burger Priest?
The Burger Priest.
They got good
I've never
poutines.
heard
Okay.
that.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a big city thing. I don't think Burlington has Burger Priest.
Oh,
You got to go to Mississauga or Hamilton to get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Support
Um,
local.
yo. Okay.
Oh.
So you say that sometimes you just say D, and growing up, we have an uncle whose name is D, except
Mm.
it's actually D. It's D-E-E.
Is
So
his
his
name.
legal Christian birth name, whatever, is D.
D.
And people go, "Oh, your Uncle D. What's the D stand for?" And it's like nothing. D-E-E. Yeah. So it's funny because most people, when you D, it's the short form of Darren or I don't
Anything.
know what other versions. Yeah, like Dominius or whatever random Greek name you could have.
It's hard to think of D names. Daphne.
Daniel.
Daphne,
Daniel, there we go.
Daniel,
David.
Yeah.
David.
There's always
Derek.
Davids. I had two David. Actually, no, I had three Davids in my class. Sis.
Yeah.
Throughout
There's
my high
always
school, three Davids. There's always Davids.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yo,
Matt,
one thing that's
David
kind of
and
interesting.
Matt.
Oh yeah, Matt. So these are all old Hebrew names, right? But they don't seem Hebrew because they're part of the Western world. But
Mhm.
so in Latino culture, naming your child Jesus isn't that strange. It's quite common. But if you were to name your kid Jesus
Yeah.
in an
very
English-speaking world, that's like insane, and everyone's like, "What the fuck? Like, don't do that." It's like naming your kid God. It's like nobody does that. That's so weird. But why is that a thing?
different.
Why is that common
I
in
worked with
Latin
a
culture?
Jesus, and everyone would just sit on the schedule and say Jesus, and I would always have to correct them and say it's
Really?
Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Yeah, I always have to correct them because that's how they. Some people just don't have no idea. They have no
They've
idea
never
it's
seen that.
pronounced that way, so they
Yeah.
they only see the word
They go,
Jesus because like
Yeah.
around here is Catholic. Everybody's Catholic.
Right. But
Right?
even
So-
like we had
It's so strange.
I don't know how I even knew this at the time, but I remember we had a supply teacher the one time, and his name it was, I think, can't remember if his first or last name was Jesus, but I remember I knew to pronounce it as Jesus, not Jesus. I don't know how I would have known
Yeah,
that.
same.
But
I just
I just
knew.
feel like it's a feeling. You
Media,
just know.
television, film, or something.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
you 100%, Claire, on that. I would
Yeah.
be like, it can't be. I would look at that
It
and
can't
be
be
like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be
100%.
Jesus. Yeah.
That's
So
why
it
I would
must
correct
be-
people, and I
yeah.
feel bad
Right.
correcting people, but it's like you can't look at that and just say Jesus. Like, come on.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. What world do we live in? Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Straight up.
Right?
So another one might be Christian.
Mm.
Why is that a name? Why is Christian a name?
That
Once
always
upon a
confused
maybe
me.
it was a
Chris.
last name once upon a time. Well, no, Christopher.
Ah.
Like Christian Bale. His name is Christian. It's literally a man of Jesus is his name.
Yeah, that is
Like,
confusing.
Imagine a Jewish person named Christian. I think
When I
only
was-
Christians are named Christian.
I don't
When
know.
I was smaller, I could never spell Christian and Angelo.
Oh, because it's
No?
Christian.
I don't know why. I could just never spell those two names.
Well,
And
that's
there was
same with
two. There was a
Christmas.
Christian and there was an Angelo in my class. I could just never. I would always go home and I'm like, I don't know that guy's name. It's Angelo,
I-
Angelo, Angelo. I could never remember it. I can
I
never
don't know
like
how
how
I
to
would
spell it.
Angelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I've
think
never
I know.
heard of it. I've just never
Yeah.
heard of that name ever. So when
Yeah.
it came, I was like, Angelo, what the hell? Spell that. Like I've just never heard of that. And the other one was Christian.
Yeah.
And then the word scissors. I still can't spell the word scissors. I don't know how to spell
I
it.
haven't tried. Just autocorrect. Yeah. Siccors.
There's S's.
Scissors?
Yeah. There's only one C.
I don't know.
There's only one C.
Yeah.
Oh, so is it
S-
SICSORS? Scissors?
SCISS.
Wait.
SEI. Oh, maybe two S's.
Fuck. I
No,
don't
no,
don't
no.
know.
There are two
SCISSOR.
S's.
I think
Scissor.
so. I think it's SCISS.
Yeah. SC. That's what I think.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
SCISS.
Well, hey, to
don't-
anyone listening right now, and they're like, "You guys are so fucking dumb." It's like, hey, the
I'm
English
telling you,
language
it's
is
a hard
confusing.
word. It's
Yeah,
a hard
yeah,
word. I
don't
still don't know how to
think
spell it. I don't know. Every
I don't
time I
either.
put it in, it's SCISSORS.
Yeah.
You
Okay. So it's
think
SC.
there's a-
It's SC
you
and
think-
then two S's. Dang.
SCISSORS.
SCISSORS. Yeah.
So it's like science.
It's so hard. Oh my god.
Get rid of the letter C, English language. Get rid of the letter C. Get rid of Q. Get rid
It's
of X.
hard. It's a hard
I
one.
like C because it's the
I
starting
think
point.
X looks cool, so maybe we shouldn't get rid of X, but get rid of Q, get rid of C. Get them out of here. Come on.
Nah.
I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. 2 seconds. I'll show you guys so you can see it because I feel like you have to see it in order
A
just
visual
to be
representation.
able to like breathe. Do you know
There
what I
they
mean?
are. That's a
Yeah.
scissor.
SCISS.
Scissors.
Oh, look how weird it is. It's such a weird word. I don't
It's
know
a
why.
very weird word.
It's. I don't know why I
Skizzers.
don't.
It's like science.
That's how you remember it. That's how you say it. Skizzers. That way you'll never
Skizzers.
forget how to spell it.
Skizzers.
Sure. Yo,
So-
speaking of difficult words that are hard to remember, thank you to Jim Carrey, and I'm sure millions and hundreds of millions of other people thank him as well, even though it's not like he wrote the movie, but in Bruce Almighty, when he says, today is beautiful, before that, I didn't know how to spell beautiful.
That's how I know.
didn't
Something.
Thanks to
from
him.
Joe.
Yeah, it was thanks to him in that movie. I know how to spell beautiful.
Oh, okay, for you, yeah. But that was a tune. I remember that in grade 3. Beautiful. That's how we would learn how to spell it. And same with
Bruce Almighty came out in like 2004, so that was back when you were like 8 years old.
but
So
Just-
how do you think the
Yeah.
song came about?
I don't
probably
know.
from the
but then
movie.
there was also,
Probably from the
there was
movie.
a tune to spell literally and because, but I forget the tune. But that's how I know how to spell it. Those 3.
Sure.
Beautiful, because, and literally.
Right.
Lit.
Cold was.
Er.
You just have to say because like a New Yorker.
Oh,
Because.
and together. Together is to get her.
Oh.
Kind of creepy,
Oh.
but that's how we learned it.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's just like I know the beautiful now, but beautiful was definitely like it was for sure a hard one at the
Yeah.
first couple of years of school.
Yeah, I feel it. Feel the
Still
pain.
to this day, I can't spell scissors, and like I know that we just went over it, and I know it'll
Scissors.
come up again when I'm like typing it on my phone, and I'm just like, why is the
It'll
autocorrect not kicking in? No, sometimes it won't kick in because I'm
Just
spelling it so
remember-
wrong.
Oh, it's just so off.
Remember the skizzers.
Skizzers.
There you go to the audience at home.
Hopefully that
Remember
works.
the skizzes. Remember, and it'll all come back to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Well. Joe, did you have another topic that you wanted to jump into?
We can end on a final topic if you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
So and especially
Okay.
because this is kind of a finishing topic. This isn't something that should take too much time out of our lives. But so we went down the Reddit rabbit hole, but I have other things. I have things that I'm
Reddit
interested
rabbit hole.
Everybody has things that they're interested in, right? Hopefully I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Some people like music, some people like movies. I like both those things. That was bad examples to give. Some people like sports, right? That's not me too much.
Man,
But
those
One
rabbit
thing-
holes, man.
they'll get you. But
Okay.
so here's the thing. They'll find a way to get you. They'll come in. They'll take you out of your house.
Someone needs to like patent that too, rabbit Reddit holes, because I swear it's a thing.
Oh yeah. So now I'm sharing the screen with you guys, and what is your impression when you see this? Is it
Before you
just
started scrolling,
scary bubble lightning or what?
Found a turtle when I
A
first. saw it.
turtle? Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
What did you think there?
At first, before you started scrolling, I thought it was like a leaf with some sort of
Oh, good idea.
Back up.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like,
I
like,
like that.
under a microscope or something like that. It's something under a microscope.
like a leaf under a microscope, but then infrareded in some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inverted
Like-
colors.
It's like because sometimes you can like change the color of the infrared, like it depending on
Mhm.
what type of. So it's infrareded in some way as
That's
a
the
leaf.
vibe.
But it also could be like maybe some sort of like liquid that somebody blew
It kind of looks
on like a
some
piece of
bubbles.
glass, like like bubbles, like so like
Right.
I don't know if that could be it though.
So first, let me tell you guys about the word fractal. I'm sure you've heard it before.
Or
It's
like
a fun
moss.
descriptive word. So a fractal or fractulating is when an object splits apart and goes in several different directions and can create an effect that looks like this, right? Where like trees are a perfect example of a fractal or fractulating pattern, where things just scatter out and it looks like chaos, but there's a pattern to it. That's what a fractal is. So this actual shape, and like maybe that one there is the perfect version of this shape, because this one is kind of cut off at the bottom, but this shape of this weird circle with all the veins coming off it is called a Mandelbrot, which I got the word for it up here, a Mandelbrot. So this picture is actually a simulation. None of it is real, but it's a simulation
Okay.
based purely on math. So the mathematics of a Mandelbrot are, it takes this shape of this weird kind of butt bubble with a stick coming out of it, and then you zoom in on it,
It looks like a leaf
and
almost.
when you calculate it, it zooms in forever.
Oh.
So I don't have all the facts on it because this is just something I'm interested in, right? It's not something I'm studying, but let me look up a Mandelbrot for you real quick. Mandelbrots. And we can see some of the best. Eye of the universe, as some people call it. It's mathematics at its best. So let's actually go for this
It
8K
almost looks
one.
like, I don't know, it looks like calcium too, or some sort of like salt, or like something like growing on I don't know, like maybe like a cave or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's very trippy, right? It can be used for like music videos or like to help you study or something or try to help you go to sleep because you keep looking at it and it keeps zooming in and
Oh,
eventually you
cool.
kind of go to sleep. But the idea of the Mandelbrot is kind of like the idea of infinity. It's in the
Oh
universe there are limits to
my
things,
God, I watched one
but
of these last night.
in mathematics, there are no limits. In mathematics, you can divide by zero. In mathematics, you can have a number go for infinity, like pi. These things have borders in reality, but in theory, infinity
I love it
awaits.
so much. I love it so much. I literally watched one of these last night, but it was just like it was a tube and it like was gonna crush me and I felt so scared. I felt like I was
Oh
going in.
no!
Have you guys seen
Oh, that's
Coraline?
not good.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes,
scene in
yeah.
Coraline where where the door
Go through
like
that tunnel.
Yeah.
extends. It's
Yeah, yeah.
that, but you think you're gonna get to the end of the tunnel, and
Mhm.
then it just like keeps going longer, and it keeps
Right.
like going. I was like, I had to turn it off, and then I ended up
Yeah,
doing a
yeah,
lava lamp, which is so cool because it's almost like infinite. The lava lamps are
Yeah.
almost like that, right? They're
Yeah.
infinity.
yeah, yeah.
They keep going. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
no
so
kidding.
cool, Joe. Wow, I love it.
There you go, Mandelbrot's, everybody.
So, uh, it's essentially what are other forms of Mandelbrot? Is there only like would a lava lamp be essentially one or no?
No, 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 because it's
Because
the
it's
idea
not
of zooming in forever. So you
zoom.
don't zoom
Okay, yep.
into a lava lamp, but a lava lamp continues forever. Oh, here's the shape right
Correct,
here.
correct. But you zoom
So,
in, yeah.
so that is the
For this,
official
you zoom
shape.
in.
Is this weird double circle with the thing sticking out?
Oh
So the
wow, so
beginning didn't
cool.
have that, but yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mandelbrot,
Okay, hold on.
it's
I'll show you the one that I was watching last night.
yeah, yeah,
It's not
yeah.
this
Let
one.
me pop out of this bad boy.
Oh, I just clicked trending. But
Ding. There you go.
because it should be like right at the top of my. Because I was
Oh,
looking for
like
just I was
notes
just
in your-
looking for something to put on. So like when I woke up, there were jellyfish on my screen.
Oh, nice,
But I went to bed with lava lamps.
nice. Yeah.
But okay. Oh yeah, and then there was here, I'll show you. Like how do I? Oh yeah, I'm like how do I share my screen even though I do know how. Here we
Right.
go.
Yeah.
Sorry, zoomed out there. So I was checking out these last night,
Oh, yeah. Those are
right?
good.
Just
Oh, yeah.
something to like
Yeah.
that's infinity essentially,
Yeah.
but different
Something that just
types.
goes
But
on
this one was like a
forever. A
huge
lolling.
city. I was like the city. I kept trying to
It
track
never
out like
ends. It's like
never
Los
ends.
Angeles.
But this is the Coraline one that I got really sick. I
Oh
literally had to
no.
shut it off in like 5 minutes because I got so sick. I was like, I'm gonna die. Like I felt like I was going down.
Oh no.
It was kind of fun though, but at the same time, kind of scary. So like,
Trippy. Yeah. As
Like
soon as you start
jelly.
losing control, it's scary.
yeah, it's like if you got to be careful because you can get kind of sick. Like,
Yeah. You can get caught up in it.
so here we
But
go.
no, no. I know the feeling. Yeah.
It's kind of strange. Like, so like this is the part where I was like, okay, this is
Oh
so
yeah.
weird.
And we're going in.
Oh.
Going
That's,
into the deep end.
You see how you can kind of be like sick,
Oh. Yeah.
yeah.
and then it starts
Oh,
to
it's like a car
change
ride.
more.
Just
Yeah. Oh
because
my
it's moving
gosh.
around so much, I feel like.
I felt like I was gonna like be sick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
The lighting effect makes it seem so realistic, like we're actually
Yeah.
inside of some strange chrome tube.
Yeah.
and it's like, why are we going so fast?
Yeah. No.
Right, yeah, slow down. Let's take it easy.
Like, why are we going so fast? And
Oh
why
yeah, we're
is
getting
it so
quicker, we're getting quicker.
bright? And like, why? How come this? How come everything is? What is
Oh,
this?
it's like a
A
bad trip.
tube.
This is like going to Wild Waterworks and going down that tube that's like completely blacked out and it has like lights in it.
Yeah, it's like no. And then there was like I don't know. There's just so many different ones where it gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm like, oh no, I can't. But let me
Yeah,
see if I can go to the part that I was like,
where the limit was
It
had.
looks like they're in some sort of like
It's almost like a
train,
car like muffler, but it goes
like a
on forever.
subway
Oh yeah, yeah.
station.
see if it's this part. There was like a part where I went in and I had to shut it off. I was like, I feel so sick. But I
Yeah.
think I just like, oh, maybe it's.
Oh, because you're
Oh
in
yeah.
deep and you're trying to keep up above in your head instead of
Oh
going
yeah. So it's just right
under.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of going under. Instead of going
Going
under.
under again.
So you
Woo.
think you're gonna get to the
But,
end, and then
but
look
you
what it
never
does.
know.
It just like it's
It's
almost
going.
like you're crawling in the core line thing.
This is
And I,
like this is like
Yes,
core
that
line because it has
is.
the rounded.
Oh, and it stretches
right?
out.
So you're
Oh,
thinking, oh no,
God,
it's
and
Looks
it's
gonna
suffocating
billowy.
you. Oh, my
Looks like
God.
billowy on the side.
right. I
Man.
had to. I'm so happy it ended there because it goes so much longer than that. Like when you like go further in the thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it like
Go.
Yeah.
it's
Oh, my
like the part
gosh.
where it starts. I got it like claustrophobic. I was like, what? Shut this off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
yeah,
do you
yeah.
sleep?
This is not common.
That was
Yeah, I'm
weird.
out.
Yeah.
Out.
Right.
Yeah.
But the one Joe did that was really cool. That one didn't
Because
That
get me
that one
so
just never
sick.
ends. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
because I
yeah.
was
It doesn't
going
give you different
in
visions.
and in
It's just
and
slowly.
yeah.
Because to me,
Yeah.
the idea in my head is that you have like a microscope and you're looking at like a cell or something
Mhm.
and you're zooming in and you just don't stop and you just
Yeah.
keep zooming in and you keep seeing closer and closer and closer and it never ends because technically we don't know how how far down we can go, right? Like our telescopes won't allow us to go any farther than as far as we go, but like we understand that quarks exist and that's like the smallest thing in existence. But what if there's more and we just can't see it? And
It's so
it never
weird.
ends.
Oh
The
my
There
god.
is
molecular world,
so much more. Are you kidding? And we can
and we just
only
don't
I
know.
mean we can only access how much of our brain and visually what our eyes can see. Oh, there's so much
Well,
so
and
much.
so yeah, the idea that I have in my head is there's definitely more, but we can only see what we can see because the way that vision works is that
Mhm.
you need light to see something, or you need infrared, right? But you need to be able to see using visuals. And if you're looking in at something that's the size of an atom, the only way you can see it is by turning a light on. But what is light? Light, it's not matter, it's energy, but they still interact.
Mhm.
So its photons are being showered basically. When you turn a light on, it's showering photons at the object you turn the light on. So you have like a camera and a microscope, and you're trying to see the smallest object, and it's dark, so you get like this light, and you put it right on the object, and you're trying to look at it. But because you just showered photons at this object, it will change based on the fact that you did that. So
Mhm.
because it gets that small, it's not light anymore. It's these balls of yellow things hitting the object that you're like
Right.
shining the light on. Because
Yeah.
light eventually becomes these little things, right? So yeah, it's literally smaller than that point. We literally can't see it because there's no light.
Yeah. True.
What's so small that is smaller than light, right? We literally can't see it. So there's no way for us to know. We'd have to feel it. We'd have to go down Ant-Man size into the quantum realm
Wow.
and
I feel like I'm going
and
down
then
the
just feel
quantum
around.
realm right now.
Mhm.
Just thinking about it,
Joe,
yeah.
you just took me down the quantum realm, but I'm actually
No,
got it. I understood everything you
Yeah.
you said,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
took me down the quantum realm.
There you go.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
love it.
that's a good way to end it, I feel like, right? It was a
Yeah.
good
Yes.
conversation. Yeah.
Love that.
First half of the podcast was just like fear mongering and COVID and going over the facts of the dirty world.
Stay
And then
safe, people.
we get to end it with these fun concepts and theories about what could be, right? So yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Claire, so much.
Yeah, hey Claire, thanks for coming on this episode. It was
Well,
fun.
thank you
much.
for having me. I had
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
great.
Love
Yeah,
chatting.
yeah, of course, of course.
Especially in these times, everyone. It's been, oh my goodness, it's been like for me, I've just been like by myself, so it's been amazing to interact
Yeah.
and chat. And again, going back with the topic that we were chatting about at the beginning of the podcast, everyone just be safe as you can. Do what you can to keep your family safe. Do what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Keep
But
yourself
just be
up.
safe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, until next time, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on this ride with us, guys, and hearing us out or watching us.
Oh, of course. Oh,
Yeah.
we're back on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I
But
thought
just,
I'd just kind of.
no. But yeah, as we say goodbye, we also got to mention to everybody watching, like, you know, make sure to comment or like, share, all that kind of fun stuff. Let us know what you thought. And
Yeah.
you know, if you have anything
Subscribe.
that you want to add or correct
Subscribe.
with us, yeah, exactly. Please subscribe to us. And until next time, I mean, we'll see you guys on the next one, right? So
Yeah. Thanks again so much. We appreciate it, guys. Again, don't be shy to leave us some feedback. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye bye.